Hi Virgo, welcome to your January 2022 reading. We made it through another year. So yeah, we're gonna look at your cards first and kind of talk about the astrology a little bit. But it's important for you to let yourself feel this month. The sun and that new moon and Venus retrograde are all happening in your house of self, your house of passions, your house of children, even. Like the focus on children might be a thing. But it's really, in a big way, Venus retrograde is making us all look at our own worthiness. Nice cards that are coming out. I would not suggest starting a new relationship during Venus retrograde. If you've been dating somebody for a while and it gets more serious during Venus retrograde, that's fine. But I just feel like, especially because it's in Capricorn, there's a lot of karmic action there. There's a lot of Saturnian lessons that can happen during that time. So, wow. Okay. This Libra energy and relationship energy keeps on coming out. And I think a lot of it is Venus retrograde, because Venus isn't just about beauty and love. Venus is also about justice and in recognizing that our own self-worth is what creates balance in our life, really. And that karmic retribution doesn't just happen, you know, in front of us. We have to focus on our own journey and let the universe take care of what everybody else is doing. So let's look at your cards. They're pretty good. The top row, we have the Two of Cups was the first card that came out. So this is the energy coming into January. The Two of Cups is about two people who have a full individual cups that are already full and then coming together and creating that energy. And then we have the Seven of Cups. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So for some of you, you have a lot of options in love. And for some of you, there's just one relationship that you're thinking about, and there's something about either being really confused about your feelings, or but the two of you have a lot of options together. And then with that Wheel of Fortune, what I really like about that Wheel of Fortune is the clarity is going to come in divine timing and the timing that's needed. Bottom row, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is your energy. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And then we have Justice with the Ten of Wands. And it's very interesting because it can feel like a burden when you feel the responsibility to balance things out, right? And that's not your job to do. I feel like a lot of that is what that means. The Ten of Wands with Justice is like, you are the one that needs to keep everything smooth, moving smoothly. But that's a really heavy burden. And I feel like with that Ten of Wands, there's something about because it feels like a false balancing act, because Libras are really good at wearing their masks sometimes, right? And when we want to sit in that Libra energy, that Venetian Libra energy, yeah, that can create some friction. So the Ten of Wands, I feel like that there is this silent. There's this quiet, ending. It feels like you're not going to be holding so much as you move forward through January. Mercury is going to be retrograde as well. So the things that feel confusing, Mercury is going to start retrograde in Aquarius and will regress to Capricorn and will go direct in Capricorn on February 3rd. And I think that a lot of the confusion that you might have about where you need to manifest and where you want to manifest, because this whole thing here, I feel like it's all going to clear up. The Wheel of Fortune makes me feel, which is another kind of like divine timing, karmic retribution sort of energy. Very Jupiterian. But the slow and steady, the not skipping the steps, that Knight of Pentacles, not skipping the steps, because once you plant the seeds, that Seven of Pentacles, once you plant these seeds, you don't want to pressure them to grow. They're going to grow in the time that they're supposed to. Your job is to just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing on a daily basis and to focus on what it is that you want to do. If the seeds that you're planting are for having a new relationship, wait until after Mercury is direct before Venus is direct, or either one, really, honestly. Venus goes direct on the 29th of January, and Mercury goes direct on February 3rd. So, February would be a better time for you. But more than anything, a lot of you are just manifesting what it is that you do want to see in a relationship. If you're not already in a relationship, some of you are manifesting that. If you are already in a relationship, I feel like the two of you are on like this process of having to shift and create new seeds to manifest. And it's not about you having the whole environment balanced for the sake of themselves. It's also about you balancing yourself. You don't have to hold everybody up all the time. That 10 of Wands, you don't have to. I promise. It's actually easier and better for your own nervous system to not hold everybody up all the time. And it's funny because the irony of this and the fact that I've had this horrible neck, like my trap is all just super spazzed out. And I've had this just this horrible neck pain and muscle spasms for a couple of days now. And this dude is literally carrying that 10 of Wands on his neck. I mean, it's not even getting past me, right? It's like, of course, that message is not even getting past me. This is for me as well. And recognizing how much you can do, and then that is your limit. That's where you need to stop. Having Jupiter in Pisces in your 7th house for the next, it's going to be in Pisces until May, and then again from October to December after his short trip in Aries for a while. That's going to put a huge focus on relationships for you. And during all of this sun and new moon and everything in your 5th house, you're going to have that love feeling as well inside of you. Now is the time for you to feel that kind of emotional thing out for yourself. If you are still single, or you're, which is, I think it's awesome that women are choosing to be single instead of choosing to be in terrible relationships. And they're choosing to be single for a while. Like, that's been a Virgo secret for some time. And now that it's out and everybody's doing it, people are happier when they do get into relationships. And I feel like that's sort of what you're doing right now, is you're feeling out what it is that you actually want. You're recognizing that as you elevate more there and you evolve, right? You're attracting different energies. You're attracting more healed energies from whoever it is that you're attracted to. These energies are a much more healed version than they were in the past. And as you recognize that you don't have to hold everything together, and as you recognize that there is somebody out there that will be your person that you can manifest with together, and you don't have to hold that thing up either, stuff starts to balance out for you, and you recognize the divine timing of all of it, right? With the Wheel of Fortune. So I'm really excited to clarify these cards in the extended, because I feel like there's this whole new journey that you're kind of embarking on in January, or you're starting the year off with ways that you want to manifest positive things into your life. So that feels really good. And we are going to talk a little bit more about the astrology. We'll talk about the full moon in Cancer that's happening. We'll talk about the North Node moving into Taurus. That is going to be a big thing. And more on Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde. You can get the extended by becoming a member or going over to Vimeo and getting the extended there. That's all in my description box. I love you guys. Have a really great January. I'll see you in the extended. Bye.